Chapter 1. Qingpu Special Training Class. On November 7th, 1937, the Battle of Shanghai was nearing its end at CC Primary School in the Qingpu district of Shanghai. There were guard posts on both sides of the school gate, and armed guards stood watch, requiring everyone to show identification upon entry or exit. Neither the name of the agency nor the unit number was displayed at the gate, but the level of security indicated that it was not a typical Kuomintang agency. In fact, this was the Qingpu Special Training Class of the Secret Service, with over 400 trainees selected from the Special Action Team of the former Suzhou Committee, including educated youth who were out of school or unemployed, as well as passionate young students, workers, and staff members eager to resist the Japanese invasion. In addition to male trainees, there were also some young women. All trainees were issued a complete set of military uniforms, each marked with a number that would replace their names. The Secret Service attached great importance to this training class, with Dai Li personally serving as the head instructor, aiming to make the Qingpu Special Training Class the Huangpu Military Academy of the Secret Service. On the opening day, October 4th, Dai personally visited CC Primary School and delivered a lengthy speech. At this time, many people did not know what kind of person Dai was, nor did they realize the impact this training would have on their lives. The training tasks were heavy. They had to get up at dawn, with military training lasting until 10 in the morning, followed by lessons and other special agent skills until evening. Only on weekend nights did the trainees have rare leisure time, during which they could sing, dance, and even hold balls or perform plays for the training class. This was not just entertainment, but also part of their future work. At that moment, in the dance hall, a man and a woman were dancing closely together. 9527, have you heard? The training class is about to relocate. They were speaking in hushed tones and in Japanese. Since last week, the school had mandated that all available time be used to learn Japanese, and some classes were conducted entirely in Japanese. The woman speaking was trainee Zhou Manqing, numbered 3689, a student from the telecommunications department, and she, along with 9527 Zhu Bingquan, were both from Ningbo and had previously rehearsed to play together. Relocate? Is Shanghai going to fall? Zhu Bingquan was taken aback. He was of medium height and ordinary looks, the kind of person you could easily lose in a crowd. But his gaze was resolute, and his face bore a firm expression, exuding a unique charisma. Zhou Manqing stared at his chiseled face, momentarily entranced. When she saw him looking at her, she quickly turned her head, only to accidentally bump her shoulder against his eye in an instant. Her face turned bright red. Fortunately, the dance hall was dimly lit, or she would have been mortified. In her fluster, she accidentally stepped on his foot. Yet Zhu Bingquan remained impassive, like a wooden man, allowing her to step on him. Did I hurt you? No. What are your plans after graduation? I heard that after graduation, they will first consult individual preferences. I want to go to Chongqing 2nd Unit or a rear field position. The pay is good, and it's safe. If possible, I want to go back to Shanghai. Zhou Manqing looked worried, but Shanghai is at war. The National Army can't hold on any longer. The skills we're learning now are to continue fighting the Japanese, right? Director Dai said to move towards the most dangerous direction, focusing on results and not fearing sacrifice. I've already killed 3 Japanese soldiers and plan to kill 10 in Shanghai, even if I die one day. It'll be worth it. Zhou Manqing asked, what about your sister if you die? People die in war. I don't know how she is. If we part ways, will you still keep in touch with me? You taught me how to send and receive messages, right? Call signs, wavelengths, and codes. I've memorized them. I've also almost mastered Japanese. There aren't many places here where we can communicate as easily as we do. Zhu Bingquan had a strong learning ability. He had already completed all the courses in the textbooks issued. He even learned makeup and message transmission from Zhou Manqing. Zhu Bingquan could disguise himself as a woman so well that even Zhou Manqing couldn't recognize him in person. She felt that among all the courses, Zhu Bingquan's makeup skills were better than those of the instructors. Your learning ability is very strong. If I hadn't seen your Japanese level improve day by day, I would truly doubt that you hadn't studied Japanese before. You know, I studied Japanese previously. Comparisons can be frustrating. She had studied for over half a year to gradually grasp Japanese, while Zhu Bingquan had only taken a little over half a month. Working hard in the face of talent truly felt insignificant. The next day, after morning training, Zhu Bingquan was called to Instructor Yuang's office. Report. Come in. Hello, Instructor Yu, 9527 reporting. Zhu Bingquan saluted the instructor with great strength. He had originally been a clerk at a cotton wholesale store in the Shanghai concession. After more than a month of baptism by war on the battlefield and a month of special training, the youthfulness that once lingered on his face had long since disappeared, replaced by a strong masculine demeanor. Sit. Yu Onghua pointed to the chair in front of him and nodded slightly at Zhu Bingquan, his gaze revealing admiration. Zhu Bingquan not only performed bravely on the battlefield, killing several Japanese soldiers, but also excelled in the training class, showing progress almost every day. This was the most gratifying aspect. His excellence was already rare, but what was even more commendable was that this excellent person was also hardworking and becoming more outstanding every day. If it weren't for orders from above, Yu Onghua would have wanted Zhu Bingquan to remain in the training class as an instructor. Yes, 9527. I called you here to seek your opinion on where you would like to work in the future. I will follow orders and am willing to go anywhere needed. Zhu Bingquan thought, aren't we supposed to relocate? Or are we not relocating and disbanding the training class on the spot? I have reviewed your grades, your scores in intelligence, makeup, reconnaissance, codes, cryptography, weapon usage, demolition, toxicology, and other subjects are excellent. Your results in measurement, fortification studies, tactics, and arrest techniques are also very good. That I heard your Japanese, physical education, martial arts, singing, and dancing are also decent, and you even performed in plays with classmates. You also know a bit about sending and receiving messages? You previously worked in Shanghai and have some social connections and networks. Given that the National Army is about to retreat from Shanghai, to strengthen our resistance capabilities there, we would like you to graduate early and go to Shanghai to eliminate enemies. Yu Onghua was very satisfied with Zhu Bingquan's response and felt gratified that he had such awareness. Now, as the Qingpu Special Training Class was about to relocate, the military intelligence section in Shanghai urgently needed to supplement a large number of personnel. Orders from above mandated selecting a batch of outstanding trainees suitable for work in Shanghai to graduate early and reinforce the military intelligence section there. Those working in occupied areas had to be carefully chosen first. Their academic performance had to be excellent, and they must truly be spies among spies. Next, their personal preferences would be considered, followed by the instructor's evaluation, and finally, their social connections and networks. Zhu Bingquan met all the requirements. They just needed to seek his own opinion. Zhu Bingquan declared loudly, I will resolutely obey the arrangements and am willing to sacrifice everything for the party and the nation. He thought, could I refuse the arrangement? You've called me for a talk. If I don't comply, wouldn't I be wearing small shoes every day in the future? Moreover, he wanted to stay in Shanghai. What would happen to his sister if he went inland with the training class? Yu Onghua instructed, this matter is strictly confidential. You cannot tell anyone. Out of the more than 400 trainees, half would need to stay in Shanghai or its vicinity. The students will definitely keep it a secret. After Zhu Bingquan left, Yu Onghua stamped a top secret mark on his file. From now on, Zhu Bingquan would be a secret intelligence agent for the Secret Service. After returning, Zhu Bingquan immediately packed his things and ran into Zhou Manqing. She had been secretly observing Zhu Bingquan and knew something had changed when she saw him go to the office. Zhou Manqing asked, are you leaving? Yes. Where to? They won't let me say. Is this the place you want to go? Yes. This pen is for you. Zhou Manqing took out a Parker pen with the character Qing engraved on the cap. Thank you. This is a pouch my sister embroidered for me, and now I'm giving it to you. Zhou Manqing's face turned red. Why is there a mandarin duck playing in the water on it? Do you want it? If not, I'll take it back. Of course I want it. It's already mine. Zhou Manqing tightly clutched the pouch in her hand and ran out. Chapter 2. Leveraging One's Strengths. The next morning, the special training class moved to Suzhou. Zhou Manqing sat in the truck, gazing toward Shanghai, tears silently streaming down her cheeks. Zhu Bingquan changed into civilian clothes, took the truck to the outskirts, and then entered the war-torn Shanghai alone. Along the way, he could see that the Nationalist Army's main forces had already begun to withdraw, with scattered soldiers everywhere, and more bodies that had not yet been buried. Zhu Bingquan's heart ached. He knew Shanghai was about to fall into the hands of the Japanese army. Although the Nationalist Army was retreating, he had arrived, and Shanghai would be his new battlefield. After entering Shanghai, he found remnants of walls everywhere, the intensity rivaling that of the battlefield. Many people's homes had been destroyed, leaving them homeless and helpless compared to those who had already died. They were both lucky and tragic. The living had an added mission: to avenge the dead. At this moment, Zhu Bingquan bore such a mission. Upon entering the French concession, Zhu Bingquan found it even more bustling. Hundreds of thousands of people had suddenly flooded into the concession for refuge, creating a distorted sense of prosperity. Zhu Bingquan did not go to report to the military intelligence in Shanghai, but went to his home at number 3 Hongan Lane first. He had spent nearly all his savings to rent this place for his sister. Hoping to provide her with a good living environment, it was just a small attic that cost 3 yuan a month. At that time, he had to go to the battlefield, gritting his teeth to pay half a year's rent so that his sister Zhu Min could live here in peace. Zhu Min, I'm back. Zhu Bingquan walked towards the attic, but when he reached the door, no one responded. Instead, the tenant on the second floor, Lu Pinsan, heard Zhu Bingquan's voice and came out to reply, "Brother Zhu is back. Your sister hasn't been home for over 10 days." Zhu Bingquan's heart sank upon hearing this. He feared the worst for his sister, and his greatest worry had come true. "Oh, thank you, Brother Lu." Zhu Bingquan found the door indeed locked. He took out the key from a small crack beside it. After opening the door, he saw a letter on the table left by Zhu Min. "Brother, I joined the wartime service team and went to the front lines to offer support." The date at the bottom was October 25th. Zhu Bingquan had encountered wartime service teams on the front lines, like ambulance teams, stretcher teams, propaganda teams, and Wei 1 teams. Zhu Min studied at the Renji nursing school, and she could indeed be of help at the front. But he had clearly told her not to go to the front. This girl never listens. "Oh, my silly sister. Why are you going when your brother is already at the front?" With Zhu Min not home, Zhu Bingquan had no desire to stay in the house. When he went downstairs, he ran into Lu Pinsan again. Since Zhu Bingquan returned, he had been very concerned about the situation upstairs. "Brother Zhu, where have you been for the past 2 months? You didn't also run off to the front lines to fight, did you?" "Don't mention it. Originally, we were organized to offer support, but I ended up staying behind for 2 months as a laborer. They didn't pay me a dime, and I almost lost my life there. No money can be earned, but losing your life would be a pity." After leaving, Zhu Bingquan headed to number 59 Myerxi Road. He needed to get in touch with the Shanghai district. He was received by Ruan Xiaogu, the head of the intelligence team in the French concession, who had already received orders and knew that a student from the special training class was coming to report. When Zhu Bingquan knocked on the door, he exchanged passwords with Ruan Xiaogu, who sized him up and let him in. Zhu Bingquan tore off a corner of his clothing and handed a handwritten file to Ruan Xiaogu. Looking at Zhu Bingquan's file, Ruan Xiaogu was quite disdainful. Zhu Bingquan had previously been a shop assistant, having only spent a month on the battlefield. Although he had killed 3 Japanese soldiers, it was clearly a case of a blind cat meeting a dead RAT.AS with a month in the special training class. Even if he performed well, how much could he learn? While working as a shop assistant at a cotton store, Zhu Bingquan had developed the skill of reading people's expressions, and with months of study and experience, he seemed transformed. Ruan Xiaogu's expression while looking at the file made him quickly guess the other's thoughts. "I'm new to this work, still in my studies, and lack experience. I will surely have shortcomings in the future, so please bear with me, team leader." Even if Ruan Xiaogu was dissatisfied with Zhu Bingquan, he couldn't target him at this moment. Sometimes, a humble remark can put one in an unassailable position. His impression of Zhu Bingquan improved. Being a spy is not just about killing, but also involves understanding human relationships. You are a newcomer, a fresh face. This is both a disadvantage and an advantage. The Japanese army has not yet entered the city, but some people are already eager to jump out and serve as dogs for the Japanese. Take a look at this photo. His name is Yu Hongfu. He used to work independently and even sold cigarettes at the front, but he has already been bought off by the Japanese. Your task is to find him as soon as possible. Zhu Bingquan took the photo and saw a man in his 30s, with a thin face, dark skin, and a small flesh mole on the tip of his nose. The photo was taken at the Nationalist Army's position, where he was trading with soldiers while carrying a large bag of cigarettes. Is he in a French concession? Unknown. All intelligence teams are looking for him. This guy, after selling cigarettes, used a mirror to guide Japanese planes, bombing our artillery positions. The command post was almost blown up. You're executing this mission alone for the first time. Don't be nervous. If you fail, it's okay. Just treat it as training. Ruan Xiaogu provided Zhu Bingquan with a month's activity fee and housing allowance, totaling 50 yuan. To say the treatment in the intelligence department is indeed good, other military agencies only offer 70 of the so-called national disaster salary, but the intelligence department pays in full. Those working in the field also receive activity fees and housing allowances as a team leader. Yuan Xiaogu receives a special fee and office expenses. When Zhu Bingquan left the special training class, he was also given 3 months of salary, totaling 90 yuan, which included the time since he joined the Suzhou Committee's Special Operations Team. After graduating from the special training class, he would begin receiving second lieutenant salary. Zhu Bingquan had never been this wealthy, with over 100 yuan to his name. He then went to the Chongshan cotton store on Qipan Street in the public concession, where he had previously worked, only to find it had closed. With the fighting outside and people in a state of panic, it was understandable for businesses to shut down. After that, Zhu Bingquan went to the British American Tobacco Company. The Yu Hongfu in the photo was selling cigarettes from the British American Tobacco Company. He visited various wholesale departments of the tobacco company and quickly realized this was a difficult task. Shanghai has millions of people, about a quarter of whom live in the concessions. Trying to find a trader among so many people is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Moreover, Yu Hongfu could also be in the Chinese area. Aside from the photo, Yuan Xiaogu did not provide any valuable clues. It was impossible to find someone in Shanghai relying solely on him. At 4 in the afternoon, Zhu Bingquan went to Dapa Bridge in the French concession, where his good brother Li Jianxing lived. Li Jianxing, nicknamed Quick-Legged Li, made a living by pulling rickshaws, and around 4 in the afternoon was his mealtime. Having Li Jianxing help and mobilizing those rickshaw pullers to search for the person would be the perfect plan. According to statistics, there are more than 70,000 rickshaws in the Shanghai public concession alone, and with those in the French concession and the Chinese area, the total in Shanghai exceeded 100,000 rickshaws, and no matter how Yu Hongfu tried to hide, he would still need to take a rickshaw.